Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make this super bright purpley set. I completely forgot to say hi at the start. You know how I usually do my wave? Had to do a bit later on. So we're going to do this really nice bright butterfly inspired set. I feel like when you pick up these kind of colors, it's so nice because it kind of does all the work for you. There's really nice colors and they look beautiful as it is on their own. So literally anything you chuck onto them will just elevate the design further and just make it look really cool. So I kind of kept it, well, I don't know, a bit more mellowed compared to what I do when it comes to actual like different techniques and stuff that I'm using today. I'm kind of letting the colors do the two really and the whole ombres and the background shades, and then I'm just doing a couple of different touches all around just to complete the set. So we do have two ombre nails, and it is going to be a 3-way ombre. So I kind of picked out the darkest shade to be that really dark bluey purpley shade, then the middle shade, and then the pinky one at the bottom. So I did the first one, and then on the other one I'm going to flip it around the order of the gel polishes and doing it again. I am using a Madam Glam brush to blend the two, and as you can see I'm just doing back and forth really fast. I have sped up the footage, so not that fast. And then off camera I will do another another layer of it, and then it will be ready to go to do our design. Then on the next two nails, I had this vision, since I'm going for a butterfly look, and I've got, like, you don't even understand how many, like, butterfly glitters I have, all different colours, all in their own separate baggies, just taking up space in my drawers, and I never use them. Same with hearts, I think, as well, and some other random shapes. I just never use them, so I thought, oh my goodness, I've got the right shades in, like, the butterfly colours and everything, so this is gonna work out perfectly. So my vision is to do the smile line but colour in the top part with the two purpley shade, not the pink one. And again, remember, I will do another coat off camera just to get the opacity and everything done, and not boring you guys on camera with the same steps again. And then I'm going to place the butterflies at the bottom on that clear part, but we'll get to that in a moment. And then the last nail, it feels like the background shades are usually the fastest on the video, but yeah, today it's the main showstopper. This one is going to take you a little while. I'm going to do a bunch of stripes in the same order as the ombre, and I'm going to do that across the whole nail from side to side the whole way, and then again off camera. So I basically cure in between each layer. Usually because when there's two wet layers touching, they'll start blending into one another, so you kind of have to. And then once I cure everything into place and I'm happy with the first layer, I do go in again and do the second layer, but the second layer is so much faster because you can just hit the brush with one of the colours and then do all those colours that you've got and so on. Does that make sense? As long as basically the two lines aren't touching when they're wet, you'll be fine. You can do the rest. Right, so everything, as you can see, is nice and opaque and just beautiful and ombreed well and all sorts, just looking good. Wow, I don't always spend too much time on my ombres, depends how I'm feeling on the day. And apparently my stamping isn't going very well either today. So sometimes when I film, the way the camera is, the way I'm trying to fit everything, it just kind of, I'm unable to get a good scrape, and that basically is what happened there. So I did wipe it off. I'm not gonna commit to some horrible stamp, so I'm gonna have to repeat, but I decided to just go in with a different design first. So on this plate, at first I had 3 different butterfly plates picked out ready to go, but I just found that everything I needed was on this one plate, which is great. This one is from AliExpress, and it's probably my newest butterfly plate, but I did get it a while ago. But it's my newest one. But for me, the butterfly plates always get like the most use. I've got so many butterfly inspirations on my channel. If you're into butterflies or any stuff like that, or if your clients are into that and you want to get some inspo, I will probably have a bunch on my channel. If you just type in butterfly on my channel, I think like the channel profile or something, hopefully all of them will pop up and you have a lot to pick from. And this one was going right into that collection. But yeah, this one's really nice. I like it. And I feel like there's so many other patterns on here that I'm yet to use as well. So hopefully that will be inspiring me very shortly. But on this stripy nail, we're going to do 2 butterflies at the top and then below. I feel like I knew the name of that kind of flower thing, but I've completely forgotten it now. But I'm trying to mimic this almost like, you know, the butterflies are coming off the flower. Now back to the other butterflies. This has got to be my absolute favorite butterfly full cover design. It's so beautiful. I've used it in the past plenty of times and it always hits right. Like, I just love the look of it, especially on like a ombre background. It just looks unreal. And you could, so whenever I'm using like these bright colors, I'd like to use white to make it stand out. But if I'm using maybe something super light or some other shade, the black would really make it stand out too. Like, yeah, just you want to pick out your colors to kind of stand out, really. Yeah, because I feel like if you had these colors and you went in maybe with, I feel like black could also work, but maybe any other just color, especially with stamping, it can sometimes be a little bit sheer when you start getting color involved, depending on the company. Moya London, you will have it sheer, but a company like Clear Jelly Stamper will have it pretty like solid on point. So bear that in mind, I guess. So now at this stage, we are going to do the whole glitter butterfly thing that I mentioned earlier. So envision you are about to do your acrylic nails, or you're looking through Instagram and you see girls with their acrylic nails where it's kind of like see-through, but they've got like these like glitters underneath. It's a really cool look. I love that look personally. But I'm mainly a gel polish channel, although I do dabble in a bit of acrylic here and there, but it's been a while, and this is a really nice little method to do. It's very simple. I use base coat just to glue the butterflies down. I was using a brush that I was dipping in rhinestone glue gel. That was a mistake. It was way too sticky and I would not let go of the butterfly. So I'm just opted back into just a dotting tool. And I'm going to just pick up the butterflies. I dipped the dotting tool into some base coat, just so you know, that's why it's a bit sticky. And I'm just placing it down, trying to cover, but not like, you don't want it too covered. I wanted it to be able to see that you've got like it clear on the sides kind of thing. But also, I don't know, I feel like I've had all sorts in my mind when I was doing today's set. So I will do another one on camera as well in a moment. So I'm trying to keep it pretty like compact in the center, but not so much on the sides, if that makes sense. I feel like later on when it is matte top coated, you see why probably. Especially with the matte top coat, I feel like it makes it stand out even more, because right now it's quite chromy, very shiny, and I feel like it's disappearing, but the moment the matte top coat hits it, it's cured and everything, it just really, really makes it stand out in a way, which is so funny to think that matte top coat would make something stand out, but it really, really does. That's why you often find probably now artists on the YouTubes doing a lot of matte top coats, because it really does feel like it makes your design stand out, especially stamping. Like, if you're going to get into stamping, try matte top coating and glossy top coating, and then come back and let me know what you think, whether or not the matte top coat feels like it really made the design and the art stand out more. Right, so at this stage I've probably applied another 2 layers of base coat on top of those butterflies just to help with the bumpiness. And now I'm going to apply a layer of matte top coat. Off that will go into the lamp for a cure. If you didn't want to do the base coat method, you could just do, you know, your builder gel, or you want to cap it with some acrylic, for example. Just anything to remove the bumpiness. You probably just don't want it, or at least you don't want that much of the bumpiness. I know some people don't mind, so a little bit is fine, but like those butterfly would be sticking out a lot, and there's a lot of sharp edges from the butterfly wings and stuff, so you will want to try and get that as probably smooth as you can, really. So there goes the last nail. Off that will go into the lamp for a cure. Now we've got some bling to finish up the set, and then we'll be done. So here it is. Look how much the butterflies are standing out. I just can't believe it. So I kind of struggled for a little while, and how could I kind of like cover up the smile line? I feel like it was naked. Those French tip nails were completely naked, so I thought of different options, putting some crystals around the, you know, smile line and stuff, but I did end up going in with a bow, which is a really good option if you're not too confident with your smile lines and they end up a bit wonky, or you're just not happy with them. Basically, this bow has completely covered it. So this is a good option where no one will ever know that it's a bit wonky beneath there, and it's not a nice, you know, smooth, beautiful smile line or anything like that. So we love that. So that will then go into the lamp. I do have some caviar beads on the side, and then we are going to do a couple of AB placements here and there. I will carry on working on those French tip nails first though. So right at the top, as you can see, my little triangular little containers, or container, there's one. I'm going to place this free crystal placement right at the top. I don't know, I just felt like it still was missing something above. Again, I did think about maybe some stamping there, maybe a butterfly or so, but then it felt like it was kind of a lot because the other 2 butterfly stamping nails, like they're like full on covered in butterflies, so it just kind of felt like a lot. Oh, I just wasn't too sure, so I just went with something a little bit more minimalistic to what I was originally thinking on that top part of the nail, and just placed the 3 ABs and then some cavi beads in between. The ABs are from Shein, and so are the cavi beads too. I used to kind of sprinkle a couple of cavi beads into the triangular little pots there, but I actually found that having it in one of those large white, you know, I don't actually know what they're called, but like they're supposed to be separate, like crystal separators or something. Like you shake it and it kind of falls into place, and it's much easier to pick up your crystals and stuff. And it is definitely. And I did used to have my ABs in there too, but I am finding that it's easier to just pick up an AB from the triangular thing, and cavi beads are just such a nightmare. So that way I'm able to kind of separate them from one another a little bit more and pick up one at a time in there. So that's kind of where they've landed up. And you'll be shocked how much cavi beads you use. Shein have the best offer for cavi beads. Like you can get so many in a packet. It's unreal. And I use them on the daily, like all the time. Like I'm shocked how many times I have to replenish this little container. Like I never put it away. I always have the amount you see right now, it's how much I have, and I bet in like maybe 5 to 10 videos, like that's all gonna be gone. Like it's crazy how much I use them. Now we are on the last nail now. I am just gonna do a bit more of a simple middle crystal placement. I'm a bit disappointed with this design on this nail. I feel like I could have done so much better, and I feel like I'm constantly falling back into the same placements on this middle nail. I have to work on it. I'm just gonna have to do some more research probably on crystal placement, just some, you know, Instagramming, Pinteresting, just looking around basically, and just kind of, you know, expanding my knowledge and ideas and just getting a bit more inspired with other bits and bobs around there. So hopefully I can get a little bit better with the middles and just stop shying away from other things. But I am just going to finish it off with the cavi beads just to follow along with the rest of the other nails that had cavi beads. That will then go for the absolute final cure, and that will be the set done. I'll show you guys the final results in any second, but please let me know what you guys think of this set. I hope you guys liked the video today, and I cannot wait to see you all in my next one. Bye guys!